Okay, the plan is to make a static site generator using edgejs, which is the templating engine from Adonis, and we want it to be somewhat along the lines of 11t. So basically, we'll give it a bunch of data and a template, and then we want it to spit out individual pages for each, say, object in an array. We want to kick it out as a HTML page, basically. So there's actually a small getting started guide here on their website. And what we do first is we mount where the edge templates will be. So in this case, it's in the views folder. Then we get some data, so username virk. We pass it into edge.render and we give it the template, which is home in this case. And then we send back the HTML. So in this case, in this context, it's a server. So you go to port 3000 and it sends that page back. Now, what I want to do in this static site generator is take this HTML page and actually save it to a .html file. So if we start a new index file here and we want to import edge, we want to say edge.create and then edge.mount views directory. So we'll just do it the exact same way on their site. So views import.meta.earl. Then here I'll do views. And what I also want is a dist file. And in here, we'll give it something simple to do first. I'll just do main function main function main. There we go. We copy this example across, and this is actually let's move this to async function render. We put that in there, and then we can do await render. Just so that in the future we can do await, fetch data, and then pass data into our render function there. Okay, so in our views folder, we need a home.html. Actually, no, we don't. We need a home.edge. Home.edge, and in here we'll put username, which is the data that we're passing in, and then we want to do, let's import write file sync from fs, and then do write file sync, and do dist home.edge, and then we want to pass it the HTML. So we'll do that, and first test node index cannot use import outside a module. So in here we put, is it module? Is it type module? Yeah, there we go. And if we check in here, yeah, it's because I put edge there. So if we run this again, there we go. We get our home.html file in our dist file. So this is pretty cool because now we should be able to extend this with things like, if I make one in here, a new template, and call this main.edge. So if we put this in here, we don't need that. We'll call this, let's just call this title, and same for up here as well. Title, we don't need the style sheet at the moment. And then So there's actually a thing on Edge where we can put in templates. So it's somewhere on here. Actually, I think they've removed templates from this version. Using components, you must use the component tag to render a component inside your templates. The component tag accepts the template path as the first parameter and props as a second. Creating components. Views components button.edge. Okay, so move this into views. We rename this to components. And then it says we can do something like, we can put text in, so it's just like a normal template, but it's slots that I want. So we can register this as the main component, I believe, and then have slot header, slot content. Card.edge, let. And use the slots to render different card sections, attributes. Await slots.header. Okay, so could I do await slots.main, or actually slots.body, and then in here, I think we can do this then. Let's get rid of that. We'll call this body. We can get rid of this. Does this work? Oh, there's an unclosed tag somewhere. What am I missing? Oh, I'm guessing this does need an end. Okay. Okay, so some of this, so we got the undefined because I didn't pass the page in when we render it. However, I'm guessing that's because we need 3 either side, right? Bam, bam. Do this again. Let's not save that. There we go. So we can now pass in, we can now use a template. So here we've got our boilerplate HTML5 website, and we can pass in just this here, which is just quick start, which now means that we can do things like, let's say we have an about page. We do about, let's say about us, go back to index, and here, if we pass page should be home, I'll tackle this in a future video, but basically I'm just going to do this for now. So about HTML. The issue where if we have multiple pages, we go through each one and render it. At the moment, I'm just copy and pasting this code. So if we just do about here and put that in there, put that in there, node index. Awesome. So we see here we've got home and we've got about. Now, did that actually work? Oh wait, no. There we go. We'll try that again. Let's just double check everything. Quick start. Change this to home. Title. Okay, it's title, not page. Apparently I got that wrong. Title. We'll change that to about. Run it again. So we got our home and we got about us, but I didn't get the title, even though I'm passing it in as the object here. I wonder if that's because we need to pass it into the component title. If I go here, aha, yeah, it's because I need to pass it into the actual component. So if we do that, and we run it again, Perfect. So we've now got the about title, got it on the H1. We pass in about us from about.edge. So next, let's actually tidy up some of this folder layout here. We're going to move source, we're going to move views into source, and then let's move components out as well. Yeah, so I'm going to call this pages, and then up here, I'm going to change this to source. So all of our pages and components will just be in source. And then what I'll do is I'll do const output directory should be dist. Take that out and put that in here. Output directory. Awesome. Next, I'm actually gonna abstract this out. So we're gonna put in the page, which should just be a string, but I'm not using TypeScript. So page and data. We're gonna put page in there and data in there. We take that out. And then here, I'm just going to call this page for now. And then here we can do const page should equal home. That's our data. So we can now do that. Test this again. Source. Oh yeah. So we need to do actually I can do there. I meant to do that. Source views page. I'm expecting this to crash a few times just because we've moved things around a bit. Cannot resolve absolute path. Make sure the file exists. Okay, so in this case here now, we have this render function which takes a page and some data, basically just renders them using edge and then writes them to the output folder. So next, we need to, let's do const data, and these files, this array of objects will take a name, which will be the name of our file, and we'll put in, we'll call it params. Don't know whether just to call it data, which just makes more sense. Yeah, let's call this pages, name, and then data. So in this case, we have a home page. And then, let's copy this. We have an about page, title, home, title, about us, and I'll just put some content in here as well. So, hello, this is the about page, and here I'll put content. Hello, this is the home page. Awesome. And now on home here, I'm gonna do content, and also on here, I'll do content as well. Awesome. So we now have our array of pages that we want to render. So I guess I could do await promise.all pages.map async page render page.name and then page.data. Awesome. And then what I'll do just quickly is put rendered all pages. Awesome. So we now have our short array of pages with title and content. We've got our main layout. We've got pages, about and home. And we're now rendering these to a file here. Awesome. So we made a pretty good start on this static site generator. In follow-up videos, we're going to look at adding things like view, importing scripts like JavaScript script files, and fetching data, similar to how other static site generators have those features built in. So yeah, if you like the video, be sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment down below. Maybe comment some features that you'd like to see me build into this static site generator, and I'll see you in the next one.